Welcome, welcome, welcome to KB's Spot. Today I am here with Renee A. Moses, an author who sent me this fabulous series called The Harris Sisters that is staring me right in my face as we're sitting here with the interview, and I have not read it yet, and I feel bad. I tried to do it, but it didn't happen. But I'm going to get it done. So, welcome to the show. I've told on myself. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm awesome. So glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So we're going to jump right in. You're from Houston.
I am.
We're in the same city.
Here we are. I saw that on Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, she's like right there.
Yes. I was like, oh. And when I read your bio, I was like, okay, this is cool. Second Texan that I've had today, and I love it. Yes. So, we're something special. So we're gonna dive right in. When did you start writing, and what was the catalyst to that?
I want to say I was writing all my life because everyone says that, right?
Yeah.
I know as a child I wrote a lot, but just for little things. I remember I wanted a free turkey when I wrote for something in the 4th grade from our school. I didn't remember what it was, but we wanted a free turkey because I was like the top writer on that. And my mom from then, she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be a writer? Like you gonna be?" I was like, "Mom,
she just knew, yeah."
Seriously, but she always said that. She just always spoke that on me, and I was the person who make everybody cry when I write like cards for birthdays or whatever, because I would get deep. So I think around, I want to say high school, I was reading Zane, Eric Jones Dickey.
She'll get you.
Come on now. But I was reading them and I was like, man, I think I can do this. I like this. Like, I like how it made me, feel like it's people like me. I didn't know what to do, how to do it. I think I want to do that. And I started writing short stories and I shared it with family. And then I started writing on Erotica Noir. It was a site back in the day. I started writing on there. Obviously, everything was erotica. But Zane would like come in the groups and stuff. It was really fun. But that's what made me feel like, oh yeah, I can do this. And once you get people saying, "Oh, you're good," I'm like, I think I can do this.
And so you published your first book in 2019, 18. Was that the first book that you had officially written, or just the first one that you published?
You know what? That's funny because the Harris Sisters, I wrote a book. It was called Too Good to Be True, but it was literally based off of Nina Noel and Lyric. I wrote that in 2013. And I had a lot of stuff against me, just negativity. Just feeling I couldn't do this, I shouldn't do, it was just bad. So I dropped it. I was like, nah, another time. And I said in 2018, I'm gonna do it. I can't not do it anymore. Like I have to do something. And I didn't even touch that one. I ended up just thinking, let me get my feet wet. And and I wrote it was 2 lefts, 1 right. And then that was supposed to be one book. And when I finished it, it turned into 5.
Wow.
That was a story right there.
It was I'm waiting for you to tell me how that happened.
It's like I just thought of, actually I thought of a storyline. It was just like 2 wrongs don't make it right. That's what I was thinking about. And then I had this scene about a guy cheating in my head, and then maybe the girl was doing the same, but behind his back was like a friend. Like it just popped in my head. And I just started writing, and I don't even know how it happened because I've never written, to just off of that. I'll try to have a plan. But that started everything. And then gave it to my aunt. She's my beta. I love her to death. But she's family, but she's literally like a beta reader, a proofreader. Like she does all of that for me.
And who is it?
Her name, my aunt.
Your aunt. Oh, okay. Okay.
So after she read it, she was like, "Nah, you gotta put it out." I was like, "Really?" Like you gotta do it. And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So that started.
And you know what? What's funny is I see a lot of, as I'm, reintroducing myself to people through this medium,
Mhm.
interviews, I'm hearing the support from the families and how important their roles are playing in helping propel you forward.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really important. And I know everyone doesn't get that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't get it from everybody like I would want to, but my mom, she pushed it because
Yeah.
my great grandmother, she passed away when I was 7, but she
Mhm.
wrote a book. She
Okay.
wanted to be published, and they never got a chance to do it, and they lost the
Mm.
manuscript.
Oh,
So my mom was like, "You're going to make her dream come true, right?"
yeah.
And that's where Moses came from, because Moses is the bloodline from my great grandmother.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, like the family, it was my mom, my aunts, like my sister, they everything, and they passed it to their friends, and they're like, that they gave me the motivation and like the okay to like really actually do.
Explore. Yeah. That's beautiful. I love that. I always, and I ask this kind of bring this up in every interview because I like to hear that the family is supporting you the way that I feel like they should, and also just, I mean, really to highlight how important the support is.
Really
And when you
is.
don't get it, how it can derail you potentially. It can either motivate you or derail you. I see a lot of times where it just derails people
Yeah.
because sometimes our families can be the ones who are holding us back mentally by being
Absolutely.
negative. But I love hearing that the families are supporting your creativity. That's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about. For people supporting, like, because oh, you're gonna write a little story. Oh,
Right.
okay. You're gonna write a little
They
story.
make you feel small, right?
Yeah, you
Like it's
you gonna
nothing.
write a little story. I'm
It's
like,
just
it's
you.
not a little
Who
story.
are you?
It's
Like
six
nobody.
bucks. Yeah. And like you can say, no, it wasn't a little story, it's $6.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I have people reading. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I love it.
Yeah.
So how many books have you written today? 10 published.
Published 9. There's
9.
9 published. I have a free book on my website. It's a Christmas
Mhm.
story.
Mhm.
And then my 10th one's coming out Sunday on the 17th. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, by the time this comes out, you guys can get that book along with the Harris sisters and everything else. And don't shame me because I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna have read it by then. Yes. What was the hardest thing when did you publish with a publisher or did you go indie?
I
And what
went
was the decision behind that?
I went indie honestly because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 kids.
Mhm.
I didn't have money to put behind my thing,
Yeah.
because I didn't have like that. I'm not gonna say that, but
Yeah.
I didn't have
Yeah.
what I needed to push in that direction.
Mhm.
So I just searched around and said, well, maybe I can do it indie. I've heard
Yeah.
people do it indie, and Katie, I think it wasn't KDP, it was like Create Space or something.
Mhm.
And I started looking up Black authors. I'm like, well, let me see who else, has done it, like who's doing it right now. And
Yeah.
I saw I saw Love Velvet's name, and I saw Christina C. Jones.
Mhm.
And then I saw Alexandra Warren.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so, and it was just a couple. I was like, well, okay, so where did everyone put their books out? And I didn't see nothing. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait, and then that's when I saw Girl, Have You Read, though?
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, well, I'm good. Like, I see
Like,
these
okay, I
women
got it.
really, supporting and stuff. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll put it out myself. I can, reach out to them and, just see where it goes. If that works best for me.
Yeah.
Like the timeline thing, deadline thing, I promise I try my best, but it just never
Yeah.
worked. So I didn't want to put that pressure on myself.
Yeah. Understandable. Understandable. No, man. And I can't keep moving on with the questions before we point out this lovely wall behind you with your logo, and it looks like your covers, and I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had to put something up there
Yeah.
last year to remind myself. because I'm very hard on myself when I don't, I guess, get support from specific people in the way that I want it. And I just like, I'm not believed in, or like, I can't do it, or, you know, it's just a downer.
Yes.
So that's why it takes a lot of time. Like, I can't write when I'm down like that. And I'm down like a lot. So I put up here, create all that God has created you to be. No, celebrate all that God has created you to be. And I put, you did that. My real name is Ashley. It's not a secret. The A is for Renee is my middle name. So I'm gonna go with Ashley. And then this last one says, you deserve to be proud of yourself. So just to remind myself that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to steal that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's beautiful. So what else don't we know about Renee A. Moses? We know you as a writer, clearly creative, and now we know mommy of 3. What else don't we know?
I guess the personal life, I'm like those children, you know how everyone has like some type of story of how they were, you know, brought up and things. But I was the first in my family. This sounds really sad, but I promise it's not. I'm good. But I was like the first in my family whose mother kind of like didn't take care of. Now that made, you know how usually it's the man.
Yeah.
Okay. I had typical, sorry people in my family, but I had the typical story of like dad incarcerated most of my life. And my great grandmother and my grandmother, they're the ones who raised me. My grandmother, when I say my mom, I'm talking about her. And she had 7 kids before me, single mom, 7 kids.
That's strength.
When she had me, I was number 8. And I guess I was a spoiled one. I didn't get in as much trouble for, you know, things that they had got in trouble for. So my aunts and my uncles are like kind of like my big brothers, my big sisters. You know, I'm in that middle with my cousins. Like I don't know where I'm supposed to fit in sometimes.
But it's not an uncommon story, honestly, because there are plenty of situations that we hear about, and we have in my own family where the parents, and with the parents, didn't raise their children, and the grandmother raised them. You know, and so it's not uncommon. I mean,
it's uncommon in my family.
Yeah,
you're right. It's not uncommon.
But it was uncommon in your family, and I definitely can understand that. Yeah, I think in mine, unfortunately, it is not. So when I hear about stories like that, I'm thinking, okay, well, they did you. That was a blessing, and they put you where you needed to be to grow.
I didn't know that growing up. I didn't know that growing up. I was very hard on myself.
Painful.
Yeah. I was angry, and I kept a lot of it balled in. I balled up, kept inside. Go in the closet to scream, to let it out. Like I was internally angry, and I didn't talk to my mom about my feelings until I was about 17 because I didn't want her to feel
bad about anything.
You know, like I didn't want her to feel bad, but she really did her. She did her best, and she always made me feel worthy and loved and just beautiful and anything. So everything else was just me picking at myself or thinking I'm not good enough because of the people who left instead of worrying about the people who were actually there for me. I have a great family. Like honestly, I have a great family.
And if you think about it, like too, because I know for me, you know, growing up was, you know, we had covered wagons and no cell phones and no computers. And no social media. There wasn't even a thought in somebody's brain.
No,
my mom raised us, but we were with our grandmother quite a bit too. We all lived in the same house. So you had 2 mothers in the house.
Right.
That was not easy. And then with me being the oldest, you know, you had different expectations. So you babies
got off.
you babies got off easy. But I said all that to say that, you know, I'm glad that happened the way that it did. Like my dad wasn't around, and I'm glad that he wasn't, because what it did was help shape who I am today and the way that I communicate with my son. And unfortunately repeated the same cycle for different reasons. but I knew to build him a village of strong male people to look up to.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that was his loss. I have a relationship with my biological father now. But I was like, that's your loss. You missed out on all this great chocolate, on all this greatness. And my mom would tell me, you missed out. That's your problem. And I'm like, she sure did. Yeah,
look, I mean, it just wasn't, my greatness was just to be kept, where it was.
Yeah. And there you go.
I mean, he's my biological father. He does try. He'll text me. I think it's me though. I think it's me. Sometimes I feel like if it's not gonna grow me, if I'm not yearning for it, I'm not gonna reach for it. And I feel bad about that because I really am like that with a lot of things. If you show me how you are, like too many times, I'm not gonna wait, and I'm not going to try or reach out. I'm good with the circle that I have. I just pray for me that I break out of that a little bit, because he wants that. I think he wants that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You're not ready. If you're not ready for it, though, you're not ready. Yeah. You're not ready. Which one of your characters is most like you?
Ooh. I would say it would be Nina. Nina is the sister in the Harris sisters who, she got married young. She started having, I was like, 21? So, I mean, we've been married for 13 years, but everything just happened young. And then, you kind of grow up with this person, and they went through something. Yeah. Because of that. And with her, she tries to be sweet in how she says things, and not to anger and upset people. Because I think that's the grown up situation about the parents. You don't want to make people feel, as if they could just, I don't want you. Yeah. So, I think I'm more like her, especially with protecting my kids and trying to build something for them. Like I put them up here because I want to be better for them, and I want them to be better than my age. So Nina is more like me, because them other ones, they got some mouths on them. And inside I might, but I don't always say it. I don't say it though.
Yeah. So has the current culture, including the pandemic and race relations and the way we are being portrayed in media, well, we've always had negative portrayals in the media somewhat, but has any of that really affected your creativity? Like what's going on in the world, the George Floyd situation, the COVID, and the multiple killings, and has any of that? Because there's been a lot of negativity, a lot of death, a lot of loss in the last 2 years, and I would think that it could affect your creativity somewhat.
Okay, so it affects it in a way that I can't think straight. Because I think this is crazy. We moved to Minnesota in 2016, right? And a lot of stuff happened, personal stuff. But when I came back to Minnesota to sell my house, literally the weekend before my house went up for sale, he was murdered there. And I lived in a neighborhood where the cop was raised and born. Wow. I lived in that neighborhood. So like the cops, they were everywhere. Like at the high school, we're trying to block in case people try to, come where he came, the guy came from. I don't want to say his name, but it was things like that really did block my creativity. And I would see other writers, they'd be just da da da. I was like, how? How? Like, I wish I had that, but it did affect me to the point where I just couldn't believe it. Like, I mean, you don't want, you know the truth. We know the truth of how this country is with us, but you just want to believe that in this day and age, Lord.
Yeah, that it's better. Yeah.
Like I gotta sit and tell my kids, you know, I have to talk to them about these situations. I don't want to hide that from them. I want them to know the truth and see you're beautiful. Well, no matter what, no matter how anybody sees you, yes, we have to be careful in certain instances with certain people. But don't ever let anybody make you feel less than. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you don't belong or that you deserve to be treated like an animal. But it stopped the creativity, but I have not let it, I haven't brought it into my stories, but I have made it to, I just want Black people to be seen as beautiful, to be seen as more than, I mean, yeah, it's cheating, it's mess, it's stuff like that. But that's life too. But I just wanted to, you know, my characters are engineers, you know, they're graphic designers, they're restaurant owners and business owners. I wanted them to not just be like
the typical drug dealing, prostitutes, maids, and all that kind of typical story.
It's not that I'm trying to hide from that, but I want to uplift us in a different light and let us see that every culture, every race has every part of everything in it. It's not just one, but we are treated like it's
treated like our trauma.
Right.
Yeah, we're treated like our trauma. Yeah. So what's next for Renee A. Moses?
Ooh, I have a lot. So
most creative thinkers do, because your mind is constantly going.
Always. I pray. I've heard someone say, you know, before you go to bed to try to, you know, dump everything, you know. And sometimes I don't, and I'm just like whole plots playing in my head. I'm trying to go see how much Lord tomorrow. But hopefully I have some more books coming. Well, I know I do. I have one coming on October 17th. It'll be out when this is out. So you could do Damage. It's a standalone. It's different. It's a lot of it's a lot different from my other characters. But it's a friends to lovers story, which I haven't done yet. And then I have some events I'm going to be doing next year, which will be my first. I have not been to a book signing event as an actual like author behind the table. So yeah, I'll be going to I know, right? So I'll be going to Behind the Ink. That's in April of 2022. And then I believe it's One Love Reunion in Denver, and Behind the Ink is going to be in Birmingham. So we get to travel a little bit.
I said I was going to try to make a couple events this year, but I've been saying that since I want to say for the last 3 years. But then I'm not going to say got lucky. But then I didn't have to travel because then COVID hit and we went into lockdown when I was going to travel. And I think I've only been in the last 3 years, been to 2 book events. And that was one, Houston Loves Books. And then I went
there.
You were there too?
I was there. That was my first time going to an event. I flew from Minnesota just to go there.
I went to that one and I loved it. And then because I started stalking Monica Walters and Sabrina Scales after that event. And then I went to, it was a Books and Wine event, and I can't think of the exact name of it, but it was in Atlanta in November. And I think it was hosted by Jacinta Howard.
Oh, nice.
Very nice event. It was intimate, very personable. I couldn't buy all the books that I wanted to buy because I only brought one bag of luggage. And then they say, here, hotel, ship my books to my home. But I'm like, I can't get a book. I'm just going to buy it on Amazon, I guess. But it was a really nice event. Yeah, really, really nice, really laid back. Everybody was welcoming and friendly and just a really good event. So I was like, I definitely want to go to that again. And then COVID hit. So,
So only 2 with the Houston Love Books in July. I think that it was a year prior. I bought the House Experience, right?
I bought my ticket and then gave it back because COVID. And then I was like, oh, she's like, oh, it's happening. And then the tickets were out. I was like, son of a.
Oh my God.
So upset with myself.
I said, I'm very, like, I'm quiet. I don't go, I don't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was so much fun. It was
Yeah.
so much fun. And
Yeah.
I should have expected things because of Alexandria
I
House and
heard.
the vibe that she puts out, but I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what? I'm looking
I heard. And
at the
a
late
couple of my blogger friends threw it in my face, and I didn't appreciate that. But I was like, son of a biscuit.
That
I missed
was
it.
so
Yeah.
good. Anytime she does that, I am going to be there. I don't care.
I'm gonna be there too. I told her, I said, I'm upset with myself. I missed it, but I will be there next time. As soon as it goes, I'm gonna put my alerts on for sure. As soon as the tickets go on sale, I'm getting it. COVID be damned.
Because they're gonna sell out after all.
Yeah, she's gonna sell out.
That was good.
So my last question is something I ask everyone, which is, are you actively sitting in your purpose?
I actually believe that I am. And the reason I say that is because when God puts something in you for you to do, specifically for you to do, and you let the world, you let people, they like everything stop you, and you put that thing down, it's gonna follow you, right? You're not gonna get away from that thing because it's for you to do. If I wasn't supposed to be a writer, when I dropped that book, I would have been good, satisfied. I don't care. It's not for me. When I tell you, I was like in agony because I have to write. I have to get these people out of my head, these situations, like stuff just pops up, and it's like it always comes to me. And I always thank God for those moments, because that's how I know. It's like it just feels like a hand holding situation.
Yeah.
Like, this is for you. I need you to tell the story. Or this is for you. You are the only person who can do this the way that you can. And you're doing it for me, because somebody's going to read that, where they're going to see themselves, get an escape from real life, because we need that.
Yes, Lord, we do.
And sometimes, we put a little word in it. I've read books that have, what book was that? It was Bailey West, Loving Man. She had like a pastor say something in there, and I was like, that was God talking to me. He's right there.
Brandon Scales did that to me with the Fold series. I didn't appreciate it because I was still in denial.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and it'll just be like once. I definitely can relate to that. I can agree with that. That's beautiful, though. Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me infringe on your at-home time with you and the babies, and the family. This was good.
It was.
It was good. I appreciate you.
I was scared because I don't know if I'm gonna like talk and come out.
Yeah.
But then I meet people and I'm like, oh, the energy just makes it so much easier, because you never know. But like, you have a beautiful energy, and it's just easy to talk to you. So I'm glad that you're my first interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this to my family.
Do it, because it's true.
Yeah, but I always say I'm the nicest, meanest, unfriendliest person that you'll meet.
Me too.
That's who I am. I'm the nicest, meanest, unfriendliest person that you'll ever meet. Yeah,
I feel that. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. I don't know, but but I'm not going to keep you. I appreciate you so much. I will be in your DMs because this conversation has made me think of some things. So I will be harassing you soon.
Oh, I take it. Look, it's not harassing. I love it.
Good. And again, thank you so much. Thank you guys for staying tuned. You will be able to purchase any and all of her books, Renee A. Moses, by clicking below or in the link in the bio. Have a great day, and thanks again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.